Hey everyone, Austin here with The Real Seal, back again for another blog video, this time talking to you about slabs, crawl spaces, and foundations. Oh my! We're talking about the different kinds of slabs, foundations, and crawl spaces there are so that you can get better educated on which is best for building your home, as well as the repair methods involved. Starting with monolithic slab, which means that this slab and its footings, which jut out just a little bit here, are all poured at the same time in one big form. You have your T-shaped slabs, which mean that your footings and your wall and your floor were poured at separate times. And then you have your floating slabs, like a porch and patio, or a concrete pad that was poured for like a shed that you put in your backyard. The more common ones that you'll see up north, especially around here in Chicago, are the raised and crawl space ones. These are where we have the 4-foot depth foundation walls with footings. The only difference between a raised slab and a crawl space is that the crawl space is actually dug out, whereas the raised one, they just dug a trench for those slabs and the footings and foundation and poured it in there and didn't get rid of the dirt in the middle. They all have their pros and cons. Obviously, these slabs are going to be less expensive to build and require less maintenance. They also don't need any insulation. You have no open space down here that can get cold, and so you don't need to insulate it like you would a crawl space. However, they're not very suitable for the colder regions up north. You only see these kinds properly built when you're in the southern regions that don't get freezing weather often. When we get the freezing weather, those slabs can jump up and down, so you want to make sure you have them anchored into the ground with good deep foundation footings. When you're talking about the crawl space, you got a lot more pros though, because you have more storage space you can put stuff under. You can also build on it more and make home renovations easier without breaking anything. And then when you have plumbing pipes, you got to imagine if we're putting plumbing pipes underneath here that need to go out on any of these, any type of work that will require you to work on those plumbing lines is going to require a lot of excavation and breaking up of those slabs. Whereas in a crawl space, all these plumbing lines can go through and someone can fit down here and they can work on them no problem. So they do have a lot of good benefits to them, having these extra open space as well as the deeper foundation. Just remember that for the crawl spaces, you're going to have to insulate and encapsulate to keep the moisture and humidity and the cold weather out. These are the most common types of slabs out there. If you have any questions about what these slabs are, how they function, or how it affects you, give us a call over at The Real Seal, where not everything's better when wet.